All right, so moving from DC, let's talk about Marvel for a bit, right? So
Sure.
we'll finally talk about the first two episodes of Secret Invasion, because sorry, because we're not well established critics, we could get the first two episodes, one time. Nah, we had to wait it out. So yeah, we had to wait 2 weeks so we could watch the first two episodes. And that's exactly what I did. I did not watch
Right. You watch them back to back,
I
right?
didn't see it when it came out Wednesday. I just watched it back to back.
Right.
A couple actually yesterday, the time I was recording this, right? And I'm gonna talk about that approach, right?
Right.
Is it worth watching weekly, or should it just be consumed in one full binge, right? But yeah, Secret Invasion technically is the offshoot of Captain Marvel, right? Particularly with the characters of the
Right.
Skrulls. And well, you know what happened to my boy Nick Fury, right? Played by the great Samuel Jackson, right? So pretty much this is just his series. Very, very, very steeped in espionage and whatnot, very dark.
Yeah. So yeah,
But in
it had a couple
particular,
of. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah,
Sorry.
and in no way is it compared to the source material. It's not the crossover series, which I still haven't read, which I believe incorporated the Avengers or whatnot. I think that's what happened there. But yeah, this is something totally different. This kind of zeroes in on the title Invasion, because it's about this possible attack, right? Um, and in my review, I will talk about people's response to the first two episodes, because I could understand why people feel a certain way about this show, but I think it
Yeah.
is kind of unfair because it's just two episodes in, and
Well,
it's really six in total.
yeah, it had a couple complaints that I thought would. It had one thing I thought would have been really controversial, and then the other thing ended up becoming much more controversial about that. I'm like, all right,
Right.
that's surprising. But whatever.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah,
So
Ricardo, in a nutshell, what are the first two episodes of Secret Invasion about? Like, what's the
sure.
story being set up?
Yeah, basically, so Sam Jackson, well, back in the 90s, and usually from the time he met Talos in Captain Marvel, well, he kind of promised them a homeland. He said, look, Olia, here's the promise. I need to, you know, I can't promise you a thing no, 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 but here's what to do. While you're on Earth, here's what you do. You help me out, and you do secret spy stuff and help us out. And basically, it's answering the question of, well, how come Nick Fury is so competent at this job? How come he seem to be everywhere, and how he doing this, and he always have a connection? Well, yeah, you have a little secret army of Skrulls working for him since the 90s. And like, all right, that cool, and that make a lot of sense. And problem is that, well, he kind of didn't fulfill his promise. And then shit started to get real for a bunch of other things. Well, mostly at the point in time he formed the Avengers, and then Thanos did what he did, and that kind of just folding everything. So a young Skrull from since the 90s kind of grew up, and he's like, yeah, I kind of take things in my own hands to sort that out. And so he kind of a rogue element of Skrulls, and him connecting himself to the power of the Skrulls on Earth, and why to basically just cause damage and just replace uh humanity itself, actually take over Earth. Like, you ain't gonna give me a planet. Well, we're gonna take a planet. Us, right? Even after the events of Thanos' situation, right? And that's what it is. This guy, I forget the actor's name, but he was from One Night in Miami, playing Malcolm
Oh
X.
yes, that's what I knew him from.
Yeah, that's
This
what I'm
this
mostly
is
known from. Yeah.
Kingsley Ben-Adir. Yeah,
Ben-Adir, right? That dude. Yeah, he's a good villain, not bad.
he is. Yeah,
Yeah. Oliver Coleman is pretty good in this as playing a
agreed.
human, very anti-Skrull person, and she spy skullduggery, torture stuff. Nick Fury is pretty good. Sam Jackson's Nick Fury, and then of course Rudy, we boy, he comes in this. He's relevant. And then they do something with Maria Hill. I was like, all right, what? They're doing this?
Yeah.
Good.
When it
All right.
happened, I'm like, all right, wood, okay,
Good.
we're doing this. All right.
But the stand-up character for me is Talos' daughter. Who they doing with her? What they going on?
Okay.
Yeah,
That would be Emilia Clarke's character.
Emilia Clarke's character, right? It's like they give her an interesting wrinkle with, she kind of caught in between the two situations. And, Telos is the good Skrulls, but this guy is the bad Skrulls, and here's why and how. And they're doing that thing. So far, I'm not particularly whelmed, right? I don't love it. It not having me hyped. The way how they're trying to market this and spin this is like, well, it's supposed to be the MCU's Andor. They're kind of going for that kind of thing where everything grounded and serious and, that kind of stuff. But I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the editing or just the blocking of the scenes, but it just not holding me as strong as it could. Like, I just feel the dialogue, it's there on paper, and I'm watching the scenes, but like the scene, like I thought the scene with the Fury and Rhodey would have been like I would have been like real into that scene. I was like, it just kind of fall flat. And then the scene with Olivia
But I do
Colman,
love the dialogue though. I
it's
love
good
what's
though,
being
yeah.
said. Yeah,
It's
it's great.
solid stuff, eh? It's solid stuff. But I really thought I would have been hyped, more hyped, like into this now. And I just feel like I don't know if it's because pandemic stuff or how it was shot or what was going on, but like it feels a little rushed, a little bit in terms of like they could have taken another take with that and get it right and have the mood and the flowing better. I'm not sure. That's how I feel about it. But it's decent stuff so far. Mostly because of Ben-Adir and what they're doing with him, and you're seeing what going on with him, especially when he had this little chit chat with the higher ups of Skrull people. Also, it's getting a little silly, but the MCU, how many secret societies the MCU has at this point now?
I know, right?
Yeah, oh god, it getting a little silly, right? But yeah, it hold him so far, and the end of episode 2. All right, that not bad.
Yeah.
That
The
gets me.
needle drop. That's all I'll say without
Yeah,
spoiling.
yeah,
The
it's a
needle
good
drop.
needle drop. But
Thumbs up.
yeah, but I was surprised. I'm like, all right, they're going there. All right, that makes some sense. But I just the only issue with it so far is that I just feel just it just not holding me as well as it could. It's some good dialogue, some good stuff. But I don't know, they just need to block them scenes better. Or it just it not holding me. Like Talos and the Fury had the talk on in the train. I was
Yeah.
like, this is good stuff, but like it not gripping me as well as it could. I'm not sure.
I think that scene in particular runs a bit too long.
Right,
I like the setup with
right.
the once upon a time we used to do this, but it kind of runs a little too long.
Right. Well, they had to answer a couple little mysteries because, well, we know what happened to Maria Hill. Well, I think so. But we not. I'm not sure what happened to Agent Ross. Right? What's going on with him? Like, where is he? The real Agent Ross.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
because
It's never said.
it's never said. So because in my head I was like, wait, what happened to him again? Is he in Wakanda? Where is he? It's unclear. Whatever. Um, it's okay so far for first 2 episodes. But I'm not blown away. To be fair, to be honest, I'm not that blown away. It's okay. The villain is okay. What they're doing with him is okay, and not half bad. But I'm not blown away just yet. It's just fine, right? But whatever, we will, it have time to rope me, But 6 episodes I think is good enough for stuff like this. And I really want to see what they're going to do. And well, I think this will lead when Captain Marvel coming out. It's supposed to
Oh,
lead
you mean
straight
the
into Captain.
Marvels?
Sorry, the Marvels, right? Well, Captain Marvel too, yeah.
I assume by November. I think
Yeah,
I
the
could
end,
be
right.
wrong.
So the problem is that we already know Nick Fury is gonna live through this kind of thing. I ain't really sure going on with that. Whatever, we'll see. Um, Moving on. It's fine.
Yeah. Well. For me, yeah, it's fine for what it is, right? It's decent. Um, But for me, right? All right. So just to get out of the way, right? So I've been noticing some people who just sort of coming out and saying, the show sucks and it's not impressing me and blah 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 blah, right? But I will come in and say, you know what? It's only 2 episodes so far,
Right,
right?
right,
I don't want to be the one to come and say it'll get better, folks. But it's just 2 episodes. It's literally
right,
a third of the story being told, right?
right,
When the 2/3 come and then you watch the whole thing and you look back at everything, then you could say, oh yeah,
right.
this ultimately was good or this was bad or boring or whatever, right? But this to come out and say, yeah, those first 2 episodes suck and it's like, all right, come on, man, really?
Yeah,
And you could say superhero fatigue and whatever, you're fed up with the MCU or you find it convoluted now, but look, it's telling its own story. It's not going to
yeah.
be like Miss Marvel or She-Hulk or whatever it is. It's its own thing, right? That being said, while I do like the sort of old school espionage feel to it, for me, I just felt narratively it's not really doing anything spectacular or
Right.
different. That's what I should
I
say, right?
agreed. Yeah, agreed. Yeah.
Yeah, it's what I mean. The
It, it
one
it
sell for
feels
me
like
is the shape-shifted aspect. But again,
right.
even something like that isn't new, But
Yeah.
I do like how it's worked in a spy
Yeah,
perspective.
we
That's
got.
cool.
Well, what they did with it kind of goes back and squares away the prop. Like they make that situation a little more complex, right? Because it squares away. They say, all right, how are you gonna make Skrulls bad? But at the same time, well, we know the Skrulls are good now. That was a big twist in Captain Marvel. Like, all right, well, you're gonna do with that. All right, fine. And they do enough with that, and they explain it well enough for me to enjoy it. So I don't have a big problem with any of that. That's fine. As it is. As I say,
Yeah.
the ending of episode 2 catch me a little off guard, and I was like, all right, kind of interested. As I
Hmm.
say, they make it. They put in enough, kind of narrative wrinkles for me to enjoy it. Mostly with Ben-Adir and his back and forth with the Skrull leadership. I forget what the name is, but basically what happened in there and with him. I kind of enjoying some of that for what it is. Like, again, him and Amelia, and then with Amelia Carter and that back and forth is holding it enough for me, and I can't be mad at any of that. As for real world, drama. I thought more people would make noise with it, with the all allusions to Russia stuff now. Like, oh,
Mm.
is Russia because of the war in Ukraine and all that stuff. I thought more people would make noise about that. Well, apparently not. And then yeah, the opening, they use AI for it, and even though
Yeah.
that's fine because it's not like it drum in you're out of a job or anything like that. It's kind of a little bit of a bad look from an optic standpoint. It was, in my opinion, not a great look, but it's a decent enough opening. Like, it makes sense,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's not
And
blowing
I,
that
I, I
way.
will say though, if you could see it on a big screen, like I just watched it on my 19-inch monitor,
Right?
she looked dope though.
Yeah, look
I
good.
like the little textures
Yeah, look okay.
in the designs and whatnot, and
Yeah, look
how
good.
characters blur in and out. That's
Yeah.
cool. That's cool. I
No,
like that.
it
I like
makes
that.
sense. It makes sense in the given the nature of the story. So, like, all right, cool, it's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
agreed, right? And just to touch on that quickly, the music, which is done by Chris Bowers, works,
Right.
especially in that moment. Dour, yes, but it fits within this dark world of the show, right? But yeah, I just find like it's not doing anything all that spectacular, right?
Right.
It's the secret agent stuff, okay, people hidden secret identities, blah blah blah. But they're also trying to do like invasion of the body snatchers, but not
Right.
exactly like it in a sense.
Yeah.
So
Right.
it's borrowing from familiar tropes and familiar genres, which is fine, right? But I guess in the grand scheme of things, I just like kind of want like a bigger reason why we should really care, right? That's not to say that this show is worthless or anything like that. It's just
Right.
okay in the grand scheme of things. What should we be concerned about? What should we be worried about with this secret invasion, right? Is it just merely about world leaders who are actually Skrulls and they have plans to take over the world, or is it something else in particular, right? So they have to delve a little bit deeper. But 2 episodes in, and I would say it's intriguing enough. But
Right.
I don't see myself. All right, so I should put it like this: like I will watch it weekly, mainly because I don't want Facebook or Twitter or social media in general to spoil anything for me. But I'm not gonna go out of my way to watch this as soon as I wake up on a Wednesday morning, right?
Right.
Like
Me
I'll
too.
I'll
Me
just
too.
probably watch it Wednesday night or so, and then be like, oh, that's what
No,
that
me
made
too.
me. Oh, okay,
Yeah, me
right,
too.
right, yeah,
It didn't have me hype like Andor. By Andor, but to be fair, Andor episode 1 and 2 didn't really bowl me over either. But it still had me hyped. Like, episode 3 had me hyped, like really hyped. So I will
yeah,
see. We'll see what do with
yeah,
this. I think
and
I hope it'll get better, and I think it would.
yeah, and Andor is the perfect show to compare to because yes,
Yeah.
it does take itself a little too seriously, but it's grounded in reality, and it's just how these figures, these comic book characters, or I should say fictional characters, and how they would exist in the real world, so to speak, and how they would move around a situation like this, right? So it
Right.
works, right? But the show I really want to compare this more to was Falcon and the Winter Soldier, where
Right.
yes, it's characters that we know, but it's about a significant moment, which is who is going to rock the Captain America shield, right? And all the other stuff surrounding that too. I'm not really getting that much out of it here. It's just okay, where the Skrulls gonna go? Okay, they can't go anywhere. All right, let's just take over Earth. And what has and the big question now is what Dick's been up to? Where was he all these years? And
Right.
as Talos says, yeah, where were you when we needed you, right? Great moment there, right? And just to touch on that quickly, yeah, I mean, well, let's just see actors. Everybody do their damn thing. Whether it's Samuel Jackson, Kingsley Ben-Adir, who plays Gravik, Ben Mendelsohn, who plays Talos. Emilia Clarke, who plays Gaia, is Gaia, I think it is, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. She has to grow on me, right? Because it's and a lot of people will see this. It's see that a Game of Thrones character in the show, right? So
Right.
it's hard to look at Queen Daenerys and be like, oh right, she's not Daenerys and she looks different here. Okay, right? I was surprised to see Maria Hill, and what they did with Maria Hill without spoiling anything was really interesting as well, right?
Right.
I was even more surprised to see Everett Ross as well too, played by Martin Freeman. Right? I'm curious to see what they do with him.
Right.
Don Cheadle though, he really surprised me though
Yeah.
as Rhodes. It's a great moment involving him and Nick Fury.
Mhm.
Great dialogue as well too. This that back
Yeah.
and forth was great though. Olivia Colman though was
Yeah.
great as Sonya because I didn't know what her role was going to be, but I love how intimidated she is.
Yeah.
While she's that I'll just smile my way and I'll just be
Yeah.
quick
She
with
kind of
all
she
that kind
kind
of
of
stuff. But
scary. Yeah, a little
yeah,
bit.
and she actually get a couple of bordering on TVMA moments though.
Yeah,
One is a piece of dialogue involving meat. When you hear it, you'll know what I mean.
yeah,
And a little piece of torture that she does on a scroll, though, which catch me by surprise, right?
yeah,
I mean, nothing too overly shocking or whatnot, right? But this that it happened in an MCU show, right? It's something that comes on Disney Plus, like, oh shit, you know what I mean? So yes, the comparisons to Andor make a lot of sense, right? But again, for me, I just want just in the grand scheme of things, I want to know why this particular show is going to matter in the grand scheme of things, right?
right.
It's like how Falcon and Winter Soldier was all right, who is going to be the new Captain America? We're really going to stress on why this is a big deal. This one has to be okay. This invasion, why is it going to be a big deal? How is this going to affect things going forward? And that's what I was hoping that I would have seen from early on. But again, we're still 2 episodes in, and it came out. While I do want to see more out of it, though, I still wish that I cared a little more. That's really how I feel,
Right.
right? But there's 2 episodes, and I have a feeling that this show, for the most part, will be decent. I hopefully, great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I actually want this show to be great, man. So but importantly, just to close and just to reiterate now, I just wanted to impact what we're gonna see next, right? And not just the TV stuff, but the movie stuff as well. I want to see how it's gonna impact things going forward, right? So yeah, and any last I should say right now I'm not gonna rate these 2 episodes
Nah,
because
yeah,
they're just
yeah.
2 episodes.
Just would
They're
mention it. Yeah.
unfair. But yeah, Ricardo, any last thoughts on the first 2 episodes of the show here?
Yeah. As I said, I just wish it was more. I don't know. It just needs to be the glue. It not the glue need to be refastened. They had to cork it up. It just feeling a little unneat at places. They need to stitch it up and clean it up a little better. It's not flowing as well as it could be. I don't know. That's how I'm feeling about it. Just, but it's not bad. By no stretch of imagination, it's bad. It's still solid stuff. But I just feel, I don't know. It just need to be neater, cleaner in terms of this approach and just the showmanship of it. Just not feel it. Not feel it feeling slightly undercooked. Let me just put it like that. So that's about it. Nothing. It's not a death sentence. It's still 2 episodes. It's still, for lack of a better word, it is finding its footing. So yeah,